What is going on, guys? It is Chris, and today I'm going to be taking a look at my giant Toughroad SLR GX1. Now, I did a video on this, but there were a bit of issues with the video, and also I did make a few changes to the bike, so I thought I would basically do a re-overview of the bike with this video. So before I get into it, I wanted to just take a moment to try and get an idea of what you guys would want to see in future videos. If there's other things I could possibly cover. I did have some actual riding videos of me on my Giant Revolt and one on my Helga. And I have those, I just need to edit those, but if that's something that you would like to see, just let me know in the comments, and if there's anything else, any other suggestions, feel free to leave a comment below. So the Giant Toughroad is one of Giant's sort of adventure bikes, and originally the bike was running a Shimano Tiagra 2x10 drivetrain, and it was running their stock wheels that had 700 by 40 millimeter tires, and the stem on this size large was 100 millimeters, and it was paired with a 46 centimeter handlebar. Now, what have I changed from that original bike? If you could tell, the differences between this one and the original are actually pretty significant. So one minor change that isn't really noticeable, but the stock Seatpost that comes with the Toughroad is actually set back. This one, I decided to go with a zero setback Seatpost, and I found that this helped me with the better pedal efficiency. This made it a little bit better to accelerate, just because I was in a more optimal position. Now the stem, it was originally a 100 millimeter stem with about a 6 to 8 degree rise, I believe. And I actually had it swapped out for an 80 millimeter stem with the conduct system, and Giant had proprietary stems that worked with that braking system, but I don't have that on here. Since I got that swapped out, I was able to get this 70 millimeter stem with about a 17 degree rise. Now, I was running a 70 millimeter stem with about a 35 degree rise. Now that was pretty drastic, and what that did was it raised the front end, the stack height, and it also shortened the reach, and it made it a little bit more closer to like the feeling of like a short stem on a mountain bike. But I found that this setup was a bit better for more diverse riding, switching between like riding on the road and riding off-road. I think this is a pretty good compromise. And also just a little look at the stem cap. I think it's a really nice touch. So originally this bike came with a Shimano Tiagra 2x10 setup. It had a 4832 crankset in the front, and it was paired with an 1134 in the rear, and I swapped that out for a 1x10 setup, so I kept the 10 speed, and now I'm just running it with the Shimano SLX rear derailleur, and they have a wolf tooth tan pan on there, and this is really nice because it allows me to use the road shifters, and I have an 11 to 42 tooth 10-speed cassette, and that is paired with the Shimano Maitreya crankset, which is running an oval absolute black 36 tooth chainring. This oval ring is really nice for when I'm riding off-road or I'm riding on an incline. What I found is that when I'm riding on-road and then I transition to riding off-road, the oval chainring allows me to sort of like maintain my cadence and momentum along with the tires. And I'm also just running the Crank Brother stamp pedals. These are the size large, and these pedals are basically the only pedals that I could find that were close enough to my Pedaling Innovations Catalyst pedals. They're still not as long as those, but they're plenty wide and they offer a lot of contact for my feet. So I'm pretty happy with these. Now, talking about the shifters, I did switch these out for the full hydraulic system, and these are just the standard Shimano 10-speed levers. And as you can see, these are actually on some pretty wide bars. Now, this is the P&W Coast handlebar, and these are 52 centimeters. And this offers a great deal of control and actual comfort on this bike. So this is, I'm not going back to like any bars that are below 50 centimeters at this point. Now, looking at the tires, like I said before, I wanted to sort of turn this bike into like more of a drop bar mountain bike, and the way that I was able to do that is with the tires. So I'm currently running a Maxxis Ardent 29 by 2.25 in the front, and if you just see right there, there is plenty of clearance. I have no issues with this. And with the back tire, I'm running the Maxxis Race TT 29 by 2.0, and this is about as big of a tire as I can go in the back. So as you can see there, it's pretty tight with the clearance there. It's not a lot of room for mud, but I don't really run into a lot of mud in the riding that I do. So I also have a set of 27.5-inch wheels that I can run on this bike, and I've decided to use that a little bit more as like a winter tire because they drops the bottom bracket a little bit lower, so it adds a bit more stability on like snow and things like that. And there's still enough room to where I'm not really running into any like clearance issues. So one of the things that I forgot to mention when I was talking about the gearing and the shifters and everything is that I've also actually changed out the rotors, mainly on the front. So this originally came 160 millimeters front and rear, and I'm actually running a 180 millimeter rotor on the front. Sort of just makes it more controllable with the braking and more predictable. One little thing that I added on here are these DT Swiss ratcheting quick release skewers, and the only reason why I have these is because if I'm gonna just support this bike as a quick release bike, I'm just going to go all out and just optimize every little part of it I can, and this just sort of gives me a little bit more peace of mind when like running this bike and I'm swapping wheels and things like that. It's just a little bit more secure. And we also have the same skewer in the back, so both set up. And I'm actually running, this is just a little bit interesting point, if you do have a giant Toughroad or any other giant bike that comes with the conduct brake systems, I am actually running the original brake calipers that came with this bike. So if you wanted to swap out the conduct brake systems for like a Shimano setup, I'm not sure if this would work for SRAM because they have a different type of braking fluid that they use, but if you're running this with Shimano, you're good to swap these out for standard hydraulic brake levers. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and comment down below. Again, let me know if there's anything that you would like to see on the future. But as always, this is Chris, and I'll see you later.